Hey, I'm Wei, and today I want to be talking to you guys about how to beat the demon mode in League of Legends minigame, the Demon Hand. So the game will actually be incredibly easy if you play with the right sigils. And we'll only be choosing the attack sigils. There is around 5 types. There is attack, defense, utility, economy, and other. But we'll solely be focusing on the attack sigils, because our strategy is to just kill the enemy before they can do anything to us. Because most of the enemies in the game, if you drag it out for longer, is actually a lot worse for you. So there's basically no point of going utility, economy, defense, and other is actually useful sometimes, especially this one, respite. It delays all enemy attacks by 1 turn, so if you see this one, obviously you'll want to pick it up. Because if you get this, you will probably beat the game really easily, as long as you pair with attack sigils. Why do we want to focus on attack sigils? Another reason why we want to focus on attack sigils, because there are more of them. There are simply more of them. You're more likely to get a damage sigil than all of these other stuff. And obviously there's really good ones and really bad ones. And today I'll be playing a game while explaining some tips and strategies, and explain to you what kind of sigils are good, what kind of sigils are bad, and how to beat the game mode. So this guy actually yapped about the sigils a little too long, so we'll have the video down below instead. So in the first few rounds, we can just play kind of whatever. As we see, we have 2 doubles here, or as the game calls, a Diad set. We want to go for a Grand War Host instead, which does a lot more damage. We can use our discards to try to get it. Since these parts are boring, we'll just skip them. Now we're gonna shop. So we want to pick good damage attack sigils. Harmony grants plus 150 damage on a Grand War Host, which is a full house. It is actually too difficult to get a Grand War Host, as it is fairly inconsistent, so we don't really want to pick up this one. And rushing is bad because at the end of the game, we want to keep all our attack sigils, if we can. And reduced by 15 each battle is expiring way too fast. And also, if I buy this and sell it, it will be minus 6 gold that I can spend elsewhere. I only need 1 gold to reroll the shop. Now I got Reckoning. This is basically a must buy if you see this in the very first round. It costs 12 gold, which is perfect for the amount of gold I have, and it also gives permanently plus 5 damage. So of course, we'll pick it up and we'll go to the next thing. So now that we got free damage, we can just pick whichever we want to go for. March, Horde, Grand War Host, whatever. Or if you want to be easy, just go for the same color, because you don't have to think as much. This will just be a permanent plus 25 damage, and it will be even more damage when we eventually get to the boss. So it's enemies like these that the reason that we want to pick attack sigils, because they'll gain more max health per attack or more attack per attack. Now we have Malice and the Stone. The Stone is good since it adds 10% damage after everything has been calculated. And it is especially good if you get the suit, like 5 of the same suit. It'll be like 50% more damage. Malice is okay, it helps clear, but I think we'll be picking up the Stone, as it adds 10% damage for just including 1 type of card. It's not all that flexible, but 10% is way too much. We'll be going onto the elite enemy. This is the only elite enemy that we'll be going to, because this is early enough in the game that the elite enemy won't kill us. And now, since we pick up the Stone, we want to play with our attack sigils, but unfortunately, the suit is banned, so it's basically useless, at least for this round. But it's very useful for the bosses, as the bosses do not ban suits. So if we get a 10, we'll be able to play a straight. If we get a 10. If we get a 10. He proceeded to beat that round, and now we move on to the boss. And perfect, we have Exactly 50 health to the boss. So why 50 health, you may ask? Well, the Minotaur does plus 8 damage after it attacks. So that's 8 plus 16 plus 24, which is 48. And we'll be able to survive 6 of his turns, or 7 of his turns if you count the last one. So as long as we kill him in 7 turns, we'll be able to survive. And now we still want the stone suit, and there's not much we can do here, but maybe we can make something work. So I see there might be a Grand War host here. Unfortunately, we did not get it, so we'll just play this DX set. Now we'll play a Grand War host. He then defeated the Minotaur and had a happily ever after. Just kidding, he just moves on to the next stage with a measly 2 HP. We have 26 gold, so we'll be able to pick both of these up if we want. Do we though? Honestly, because we have the perfect amount of gold, I just thought it would be a decent pickup, because, well, more sigil stacks, the better. Taking heavy damage in the first round is actually completely fair, or whenever you take heavy damage and survive and there's a healing, it's actually good, because this heals based on the percent of your missing health. So the lower health you are, the more you actually heal. Well, I didn't exactly calculate that, but he did. He died anyways. That's cool. We are not going to go to the elite enemy because we can't check what it's good against, and it might very well kill us at 38 HP. Well, I don't have enough gold to buy anything, but since we have Respite, which is the best sigil in the game, in my opinion, we'll sell our sigil and get it. I'm leaving the first sigil slot empty because there are some monsters that will disable only the first sigil slot. Now, for this boss, the spider, we cannot use the same attack twice in a row. This is why we want to keep our attacks as flexible as possible. It's specifically for this dude, and Respite turns his damage essentially in half. He used to attack every round with 7 attack, but now it's every 2 rounds. So he'll kill us very, very slowly. Actually, no. We want to play a Diat set because the same attack won't work twice. He then beat the boss and lived happily ever after. Just kidding, there's stage 3. Time for another shopping. Now rhythm is not that great because you're forced to play the same attack, but in the 3rd round, the final boss kind of just need a lot of damage. So it doesn't actually matter that much what we pick, and to be honest, rhythm is not that bad for the last boss. But I would say the attic plus is decent, so we pick it up. Since we now have the attic, we'll be trying to play for Grand War hosts. And we move on to the next shopping trip. This dude sure likes shopping. Onslaught, amazing. Now we completed our DN sets. Well, our, I don't know, sigil set. We will not be able to go, we don't want to go to elite. We just don't want to. Well, this is exactly the person I was talking about. Disable just the first sigil. At this point, you know the drill. You know what's next. Now, the other sigils are actually pretty decent. We will get rid of the stone because it's the least flexible out of all these sigils. And we'll buy rebounding. Of course, if you use all attack sigils, it would still work. But the other sigil is also good. Only the purple version, not the other these, because the purple ones sometimes do help you do damage or respite by just being ungodly broken. This guy forgot to say this boss has 3000 HP, but attacks literally never. We already got a Grand War host, so I'm just gonna play it because we get discards back anyways. So we want to save our discards for situations like these. That's all I have for this video. If you have any questions, comment down below about whether if a sigil is good, bad, should I use it, should I not use it. Comment down if you're thinking about it. And I'll see you another day. Bye. And extra things this guy forgot to mention. So we'll also be linking the whole gameplay down in the description if you're interested, also and also the ranking of sigils. Just so you know. Bye.